a strong community of like-minded individuals on the road to greater success. And tonight we have Jay Anthony, y'all, for a second round. And this time
Yeah.
we're going to talk about this book and this film, OMG. If you
Yes.
guys haven't picked it up, that's all I have to say. Okay, I'm breathless. I can't even talk right now. I'm losing my words. Are like, ooh. So I'm gonna hand the mic over to you so you you can take the torch, sir.
Yes. Yes. So I'm Jay Anthony, writer, director, author, and actor. Going to be acting in my own film. I'm going to be Semaj. So I'm super excited just to create this story and just to see it just develop. I'm honored to be here, and thank you again for bringing the cast. They appreciate it. We love this.
Oh, well, thank you for honoring me as well for your cast to be on the show. Um, I really enjoying your cast, by the way. They're
Great.
like family, just like you. And
Mhm.
I'm like, wow, everyone that you've selected thus far has been outstanding. And funny. Like you have these comedians, you have actresses, rap artists, song artists, like I mean, the list goes on. So, but yeah, so let's go ahead and get this started because I want to dive into the whole next
Let's
lifetime,
go.
to be honest with you.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, was Next Lifetime inspired by real experiences or more by emotions you've carried?
I'm glad that you asked that. And honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Jay Anthony has never experienced anything with Next Lifetime, but at the same time, there's a piece of me in every single character that I develop. So when I wrote this story, I wrote it with the intention of a message. And then when the book came out, when we got the script out, people were interpreting it so differently. And that was crazy to me. So I'm super excited just to see, when people see this, what message they get from this.
Mm. Well, I definitely got a really good message. Maybe I'll save it for the end.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm still like trying to gather my thoughts and emotions
Mhm.
because my heart is somewhere else now. You, all I have to say is you got me high, you got me low, and now
Yeah.
I don't know where I am.
Just know the movie is gonna be so much different than the book. I left out
Mm.
so much on the book because I didn't want everything to be out there. So the
Oh,
cast, they got the full script. So if you feel like that with the book, it's gonna really twist you when you watch the movie.
oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Wow, I'm so excited just to see. Look, so your storytelling is very you bring us into the character, right?
Mhm.
And of course everyone has their persona on how the character should be
Mhm.
as they're reading, right? And visualizing the story of each character and the meaning behind it. Maybe, like you were saying, like personal experiences, perhaps some things have probably actually happened in real life. Um, and I'm not gonna give the book, but I hope not. Like in the end of the end of the story, I was like, no, but that's some. I mean, you never know. Like people might have actually experienced it,
Mhm.
and it's just one of those things. You have to go and get the book. That's all I have to say, everybody. But I was gonna share a little bit more at the end. But we're gonna ask other questions here.
Okay.
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 It looks like there's some folks joining.
Who's
What's
on?
going on, Lev?
Lab.
she's, she's on Instagram. Okay. Do you think your past heartbreaks shaped how you wrote these characters, or did the writing force you to revisit pain you thought you'd already left behind?
That's a great question. Oh my goodness. I think for me, when it comes to the heartbreaks, it
Mm-hmm.
was being able to look at it from a different perspective, be subjective to what I think of what it was. So, as far as like Layla, for instance, I have a really soft spot with Layla just because the way that she loves, it's pressure. The delivery isn't right, but just because it's pressure doesn't mean it's not love, right? So sometimes it takes maturity to realize that, hey, like, it, even though it came down like some bitter whiskey, like, it's still whiskey and it was still
Yeah.
love at the end of the day. So I think writing this allowed me to personally develop, like, a lot quicker when it comes to just emotionally.
Hmm. By the way, how long did it take for you to write this story?
Oh, that's a great question. So I was just jotting down notes on this iPhone here. Hopefully, it's going to be in a museum one day.
Uh,
If anybody wants to buy it,
I see.
it's going to be about $20,000 for this antique. But
Right?
yeah, I was just jotting down notes, and I know at the beginning of the year, I had a vision, and I was like, I need to have my own movie because I was acting. I was trying to get on other people's set, and I did my first movie as well. And I was like, I need to actually have some credibility and do something that's on my
Hmm.
own. So I developed the book, ordered the IBSN. I own the rights to that. So that was honestly like the biggest business move that I've done with this. Of course, I copyrighted the script, Writers Guild with the script as well. So just making sure I handle those little intricate things because I've made a lot of stories before, a lot
Hmm.
of short films, a lot of TikToks, right? And the thing is once it's out there, it's like it's no longer, if you don't do it right business wise, it's just out there. And I
Right.
know with Next Lifetime, I wanted to make sure that I was not only able to, help the people around me profit, but to just have a legacy and have this story be reached or
Hmm.
pretty much pushed out to the right people.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense and also business sense. So I definitely agree with you and the credibility because you're such a multi-talented, multifaceted
Thank you.
person.
Thank you.
Like I think you're welcome. I think it was on our first episode. I believe it was the animation that caught my eye with the flower
Yeah.
that she created. I really, really enjoyed that one. So, okay, so some people, right, might look at the story and see betrayal.
Mhm.
Others might see healing. Do you ever worry about how people from your past might feel watching it?
That's a great question. My thing is especially in the book, I make sure to put proper disclaimers,
Okay,
in the film as well, proper disclaimers, so no one can twist it around and be like, "Oh, this was about this person." No, like business wise, we're gonna make sure we put disclaimers on it.
right.
And my biggest thing is if the shoe fits, wear it. But nobody wants to wear these shoes. Nobody wants to be, nobody wants to be a Layla. Nobody wants to be a Diane. Nobody wants to be a William. So it's just all about, like, I know that, like I said, like the a part of me is in each character, and I was able to, especially in the film, you're able to really see the arc of each character of
Mm,
how they grow within the story.
mm. Yeah, I see you guys working hard out there outside.
It was
I mean,
hot.
you guys are literally outside.
It
Okay.
was, it was hot.
Oh boy! Wow. Um, so creating a story, right? This raw, this raw, basically story can make you feel like you're exposing yourself to the world. Obviously, did you ever consider holding back, or did you like feel you had to put it all out there?
I think I did. So I really look up to Edgar Allan Poe, William
Ah,
Shakespeare,
yeah.
Basquiat, as far as
Uh huh.
artists go. And one thing about them is that they didn't have a filter. They just, whatever came into their soul and their spirit, they just used their canvas. So I know with me, this was like a very just spiritual thing. Like, it was like I was just listening to whatever. I was having dreams and I would write them down. And it was just, it's like every day that would happen, it would just get larger and larger.
Wow.
La Jolla, when I was like, hey, I got enough stuff here for a movie. I have enough content here for a movie.
Uh huh.
I didn't at the time that I reached out to Laroya. I had to like
Right.
write another 100 pages, but I was excited. and she stuck by me. But it was just all about seeing it grew from there, and
Right.
things just started happening. Doors started opening, and it started hitting people way
Mm,
deeper than I thought it would.
mm. Wow. Lev said that was well said. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate
Oh,
you.
thank you, Lev. Lev has my back. We had a meeting earlier with the creative
Aw.
team, and I had double bags under my eyes, the $1 billion bags. And we're just we're plotting, and they are so great. They're a great team. I really appreciate them. This is the first film, so it's like building the foundation. It can feel a little bit extraneous, but
Mhm,
for the next film, I definitely want to keep everybody with me. And the team that I have, it's just I feel comfortable sharing my weaknesses with them. When
mm,
I'm struggling, I'm comfortable with speaking to them, to hold myself accountable. I think this week I called Lev just to hold myself accountable, just because she
mm,
believes in this 100%. And being the head honcho of this project, of this production, it's really easy to just kind of get overwhelmed, and not many people
mhm,
understand how just each little piece, like each cell, I have to know about it. I got to know what they're going to eat, the cast and crew. I got to know their dietary restrictions. I got to know where they're going to lay their head out. I
mm.
don't want to put them in the ghetto wherever we're going, if we're going to
Right.
Atlanta. So I got to think these things, and also just thinking like if we're going to shoot in this state or that state, and I really want my cast to thrive. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking tax brackets. So if we shoot in California, the taxes are crazier here than versus
Yeah.
Texas or Georgia. So these are things that I have to consider when I'm, develop these things during the pre-production.
Right. Yeah, and also the weather, because like sometimes the weatherman's on point, and sometimes he ain't.
Right.
That
You're
part
right. Sorry. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
for sure. Um. Okay. So why did you choose Sherelle and Leroya as lead? Excuse me, to lead the main characters in Next Lifetime. What about them made you feel they could carry the story?
It was an aura thing for me,
Ah.
for sure. I think my thing is making sure that, because those are very pivotal characters, so I had to
Mm,
be able to trust whoever I put in that position.
mm.
So I know with Leroya, before my script was in final draft industry standard, it was just a notepad on my broken iPhone. I sent that to her as a note, and she
Wow.
read it. She's like, "I'm with it," you know. Even though there was still work that needed to be done, she saw the vision at the beginning. She's after that um, she was working out. She had a trainer now, getting
Wow.
ready for the role. And I'm like, okay, like she's really serious. She's really committed. So I'm really lucky to have her. And Sherelle, she's a unicorn. She's just a freaking star. I don't know how I got lucky with Sherelle. I think every time I tell her, I'm like, dude, I don't know. But I think with Sherelle, working with Sherelle, it's like I really wholeheartedly believe that I can work with anybody in the industry. Like I cannot get starstruck because Sherelle, she's about her business.
Yes.
You don't want to waste Sherelle's time. You want to make sure you come at her correct. You want to
Right.
make sure you have that, like, I definitely don't want too many uhs and I thinks with conversations with her. I called her this week just to see how she was doing, kind of, update her what was going on. And before I called her, I usually send her voicemails, because the thing is like there's a
Yeah.
lot of things that can get lost in translation and text.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, I want to make sure you catch the vibe, catch the flow.
Right.
So at 10 minutes, I'm like, nah, cut, action, cut, action, cut, action. I just called her and I just laughed about it. But that just showed me like, hey, I think she's really up there. And it
Yeah.
was just crazy because everybody wanted to be Layla. When I put the ad out for Layla, everybody wanted to be her. Everybody related to her. Everybody felt like they
Yeah.
can play her. So at that time, I'm getting the cast together. I didn't have a creative team. I had everything by myself.
Wow.
And there was just I needed a Layla. And I was looking, and I'm working at the time at my 9 to 5 in my office.
Mm.
So it's not like I had all day to just look through these castings. So it was just
Right.
like it was the needle in the haystack. So I looked at her on my phone, and my phone is jacked up. As you can see, this was the phone that I was like, oh, let me see how she's doing. And I heard her. I heard Layla. It was very weird. And when I was looking at her audition, I felt like Ray Charles would have picked her. Not Ray Charles. Stevie Wonder. Stevie
Oh.
Wonder. Stevie Wonder would have picked her. He can't see her, but
Right, right.
he can feel her. And
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. So I felt that. I looked at her background. She had her music, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, she might be kind of hard to convince to play Layla. We're in pre-production. We're trying to
Right.
gather funds. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna shoot my shot and see. So I had a few people lined up for just interviews, and I sent her the link. She responded very quick. She's very professional, and I hopped on. She had her script ready, and
Wow.
she had her script ready. And I was like, hello. And she was just like, hi. And I was like, yep. So, kind of just talk like this. And I was like, all right, cool. You don't got to read today. I just wanted to just catch your vibe. And we were having a great conversation. So I'm new at this. I'm not a casting director. Like, this is my first feature film that I'm
Wow.
doing. So I'm like really like giving her props. Like, yeah, I seen you do this. And okay, you follow the Instagram. Okay, well, this is what the film is about. This is what Layla, this is what we're doing. And pretty much what I told her is I'm looking for whoever plays Layla, I want them to win an Academy Award.
Hmm.
I want them to bring it. That's just the
Yeah.
biggest. That's how much responsibility that I put on this role, just because it's so in depth.
Yeah.
Layla is so complex, and she loves so much. Like, you can play Layla right, and you can play her wrong. You could just be really mean and heartless, or you
Mm.
can be just someone that doesn't know how to deliver love properly. Like, it's two different
Right.
ways. So she got the concept, and she was cool, and I was like, all right, cool. Do you have any questions? She was like, yeah, did I get the part? I was like, oh duh, like you're yeah,
I love
I'm
it.
sorry. I didn't tell you you got the part. That's how she got the I didn't tell it's just her aura like
I
it
love
didn't
it. Yeah.
it didn't feel like it was just an interview. It felt like it was just
Right.
our first meeting. Like, all right, cool, well, table reads your next week. I'll see you later. Like, it was just kind of like that's kind of how the vibe was. So
Wow.
yes, you got the spot, and she was extremely happy. And like I said, I sent her an Oscar speech.
Mm.
I always remind her like like get ready because she's a
Yeah.
star. So I'm super happy that I got her. That's just God right there.
Yes.
God knew who needed to play Layla, and He put her in position to do it. There were so many ladies that applied. You have no idea. And I
Wow.
looked. I probably There was 300. I'll be honest. Sorry for whoever applied. It was probably like 10 of them that I looked at, if that, because I was just had so much on my plate. So
Okay.
it wasn't like I looked through it. It was just like I was like, God, whoever I look at, you're gonna put him right in front of me. So I just like it was Sherelle.
Wow. That's
Mhm,
amazing. Oh my
mhm.
gosh. Yeah, I bet it's so demanding and being in that hot seat, that seat
It
is very, very hot right now. I bet.
really is. It really is.
Oh my gosh. And I take it that a bunch of people also applied for the other characters.
Yes, yes. So we are recasting for a few roles. So we are recasting for some speaking roles and also some extra roles. So if there's anyone that is interested, there is going to be an ad at backstage that is coming out here this weekend. Also, you can reach out to Miss Lev, our production
Okay.
assistant. She's vetting out all the talent right now.
Okay.
So
Yes,
she's
good.
doing her
Oh,
thing. She's doing
yeah,
her
she's
thing.
for
Hmm.
sure, for sure. Um, okay, well, now that we know about that role and about like that's a heavy, tall order, if
Hmm.
you will. The relationship be right between Samaj and his girlfriend's mother is emotionally explosive. What? Sorry. Okay, okay. Let me try to keep my composure and camera. Um. So, what do you hope, like, audience take away from this kind of forbidden love?
So it's not. So the reason why the ending is the ending
Uh huh.
is because that's what it's like. It wasn't supposed to happen, right? So I had to make sure that like morals were still followed in the book. That's why I believe that this is getting pushed out how it is.
Mhm.
Because if it was some like adultery type thing, it would got shut down. Like it would be like, oh no, that's not cool.
Right.
But the reason why I chose this specific relationship was because of this. Now, as a younger man who always had a mission to have a family, to be as financially stable, to be able to take care of a woman and a family as forever, they don't have to work. Like for somebody
Right.
that has that goal, there are different things. There's different things that you have to go through in that process. So as a younger man that went through that,
Mhm.
when when someone that was my age kind of saw that, it was kind of like they didn't see what it was for what it was, right?
Mhm.
So that same guy at 20, maybe I open up a door for an older woman who's like 55, 60, and
Mhm.
then she's like, "Oh, young man, you're doing good," and it's a quick 5-minute conversation, and I tell her what I just told you, like I want to have a family. I'm building towards my family. That older woman is going to see the value in that
Mhm.
more than the younger woman is going to see the value in that. And maybe the younger woman might. I'm not saying all younger women, definitely not putting anybody else, like, don't want to get canceled. But if my experiences, what I've noticed is that you don't really have to do that much explaining when it comes to your goals. And matter of fact, when it comes to older people,
Mhm.
and they want to help you. They see the vision. They want to make sure that they water you, right?
Yeah.
Versus someone that hasn't lived life that long yet, where it's
Right.
like, yo, hurry up. Like we gotta go. So that's why I decided to intertwine this. Now in the book, I can share this. In the book, um, Diane is with an ex NBA player,
Mhm.
right? Layla, when she leaves Semaj, who does she end up with? An ex or an NBA player. So it's almost like duality in different
Mhm.
time zones. Same person, but duality.
Mhm.
So the reason why Diane can see that Layla is like, hey, Layla, you got a good guy, is because Diane went through that same thing that Layla went through.
Right.
So that's kind of where it becomes like, oh, okay. So when I had it, that's kind of like the perspective that I had with it. It was
Uh-huh.
more just to get the message out there.
Mm.
Mm,
Kind of like basically following the footsteps of the mom and the dad, or the partner or life partner.
mm,
That makes I mean, logically, sense, logical sense rather.
mhm,
Um, yeah, that's very interesting. The whole duality, and then the timeline, and like, don't get me started, because lately I'll spill, I'll shed some light of what I've been watching. Outlander for some
oh,
reason.
really?
Yeah, I've been watching. I'm not promoting it, but so I heard about it. I was like, oh, I need to check it out, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But anyway, that's another episode
Right?
that
I'm
we
like,
probably
okay.
get into. But yeah, that's very interesting that you said that. Like jumping timelines. That's what I was thinking from why I even alluded to Outlander,
Hmm.
because for those that don't know, it's basically a character, a woman that jumps different timelines. And
Mm,
so where when she wakes up, she's like, "Oh my gosh, where am I now?" or whatever. She's running through
wow.
the woods and fighting for her life to hide or something during a war zone or something. And she's like, "What year am I?" Sometimes I feel that way for real.
Yeah, I feel you there.
But hey, Okay, so moving on. Sorry, I digressed a little
That's
bit.
okay.
The film, right, dives into the whole generational trauma, as you kind of stated a little bit,
Mhm,
maybe some emotional abuse. How did you approach telling such a story, like with deep layers to it and its whole sensitivity and truth? Because you really got me in my feels, Jay.
oh,
I'm
wow.
not. I'm not even gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. Like
Really? That's
I,
crazy.
I was really in my feels. You were like, yeah, just make sure you try to capture the last part of the book, and I'm like. I said, he set me up tonight, man. Yo,
You're
if
gonna like the end of the movie. You're gonna really like the ending of the movie. You're gonna like it.
where's my tissue? Make sure you have
Yeah.
some tissue.
You're gonna like the end. I promise. You'll like it.
Oh my goodness. Well, okay, moving on. Right. Uh the valley is practically a character in itself. Why was the setting important for the emotional tone of the story?
The valley,
Yeah.
because it's hot where I'm at. I know how it feels. So, what I really did when I wrote this, when I wrote the book,
Uh-huh.
I went into method acting and I just went into this realm of just being the character as I'm writing it.
Huh.
So, when I was on the beach, I was actually, when I wrote that, like when I felt the beat, when I felt the sand underneath my feet, I was actually at the beach when I wrote that part of the book.
Wow.
So there was some things where I was able to just kind of feel because I really wanted to just do the best that I could. I've never. This is probably going to be the only book that I'll ever write. Maybe a personal development book. Maybe in the future, mogul status. But as far as like fiction, this might be it, possibly.
Really?
So I mean, maybe I don't know. It's just my biggest thing is um like when I wrote this, I didn't know it would hit you like how it hits you. I didn't know it would hit people so hard. I didn't feel I don't know. I felt the emotions of each character, and it was like it was very just a strange just writing phase. It was really strange, but I didn't anticipate it for to get so many
Yeah.
people emotional. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know
I,
if I'm gonna write another one.
well, I was hoping. I was hoping that you would write like a series or something.
Everybody's
Because
saying that.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
because like, okay, so Shara and I we were talking about Twilight, right? Because she likes that movie. I do too, and I read all the books
Hmm.
from cover to cover. Like that's a thing. Those are like novels. I mean, I could totally see you doing something like that for this.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just, yeah, I'm putting
That's
it
why
out
everybody's been they're already asking for the sequel for the movie, for the film. I'm like, let me shoot it first, please. Please let me shoot it first. Like you're already asking for a sequel. Like I gotta finish this. Like this has to be on point first. So
there.
we'll
Okay.
see. And the way it's gonna end, like I said, it's crazy how the film ends.
Okay.
I'm just very thankful that I trusted my gut and I didn't put everything out there in the book to
Uh-huh.
save the anticipation for the film because how this film ends is just like, ah, like what?
I mean, how this book ended, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's crazy. Mhm.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. So if Samaj could speak directly to the viewers, right, after the credits roll, what do you think he'd want them to understand about his choices?
I think if it was Samaj, he would say that we he would realize the lesson that he learned through this was is that he loved someone that hurt him, or we love people that hurt us and love people that hurt us. That
Hmm.
makes sense.
We love people that hurt us
And hurt people
and
that
hurt
love us.
people.
I might have said that we hurt people that love us. So
Oh,
so Samaj, you know, he loved her, but
yeah.
hurt, right? So pretty much with everything that's going on with everything, because even with and then the husband, his name is William in the movie. Even him, like it was like it was okay for him to do that, but then when it was back in return, it was just like, oh no, I'm going nuts. Like, and that's how
Mm,
some men,
yeah, yeah,
that's where it is. It's like, oh no, like he's gonna die. So
yeah, yeah.
I think I really tapped in. There's a lot of messages in
Mhm.
each character, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that it's just more of like a mirror.
Yeah.
There's somebody there's a character in there that it's like maybe it's not, maybe you can't relate to Samaj, maybe you can relate to Layla, maybe you can relate to William, maybe you can relate to Diane, even Kaysen. In a certain extent, he's a very specific character for me because with Kaysen, as you know about his character, a little bit about his character, he was he represented the dogs in this world who had good women.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like even though Samaj is, you know, he's struggling, he's trying to he this is his only woman that he's trying to supply like support.
Yeah.
Kaysen's living his life. He's having a great time. And it's like that's life isn't fair sometimes.
Yeah.
So Kaysen, he was like he was another one where it was just like I just really hope that people are able to really look at this and see the different messages in it. And there's a lot more, don't want to spoil the movie, but there's a lot more context to Layla's hurt,
Mm.
Diane's hurt, the family line, things like that. So yeah,
Wow.
it's definitely it's gonna be a great film.
Yeah. Kason is a typical case. Get it?
Right.
Sorry. That was pun intended.
Yeah, dude.
But kind of, I mean, no
I'm
pun,
like,
but kind of, yeah.
I'm at work and I'm like, bro, you flirting with all these women, but your girl's making you, you know, lunches, like little Tupperware lunches, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, you know, like, so it's just like, there's some things where it's like, yo, we gotta hit
And what
all these points.
it's one of those things. We want that bad boy, that toxic
Right.
love.
The Toxico, huh?
It's very passionate.
Right,
But
right,
sometimes they get you hurt. Well, a lot of times I think.
yeah,
Speaking to all, let me stop.
right.
Let me not air that. Okay, so moving on to the next question. um, your performances, right, are described as emotionally fearless. How do you tap into the vulnerability both as an actor and filmmaker? Because you're doing, well. I don't want to pigeonhole you. I mean, Will Smith,
Yeah.
he gets like
I
a
feel
bad
you.
rap,
Thank
but
you.
he's like, okay, I'm gonna be bad guy. I'm gonna be good guy. I'm gonna
Right.
do this. I'm like, what in the world? Anyway, yeah. So back to you.
Yes, I think it's just separating myself from the emotion.
Mm,
That's one thing that's really helped me out is be able to see the emotion. It's like why it's
yeah.
the why. Why am I feeling like this? What
Right.
is the cause of this? How am I going to react? So I think for me, this was I didn't feel like I was being vulnerable.
Yeah.
It almost feels like I was just observing, like it was an outer body experience, to say the
Wow.
least. It was like I felt Diane. I grieved, I grieved after I wrote that. Like really did. Like, man, like she's gone. So it's just like um just being able to feel those emotions, it's just like, man, like it's crazy. And then the next lifetime just kept playing. That's how it was just on the radio. And I mean, hopefully, we got John Forbes composing the film now. But in my head, like 4 months ago, I even emailed Erica Badu already. Like back then, hey, I got a feature film next lifetime. Can we
Yeah.
please use it? Because I wanted to use that for that last scene. And then it was just like that's how I came up with the title of the movie, Next Lifetime.
Mm,
Um, because really, and you'll understand the concept of this when you watch the movie. But if on your free time, look up the invisible string.
mm.
The invisible string. You might know what that is. The invisible string,
I
kind
think
of like,
I've heard of it.
yeah. So that's like the answer that I was looking for when I was writing this. I didn't have the answer to the invisible string. I didn't know what I was looking for. But then after I wrote it and after I wrote the film, it's more clear in the film. I
Right.
don't want to give I don't want to give too much of that away just because on my next feature film, I want to be a franchise, but it's gonna maybe tie in to that a little bit. That actually might be the the name of it, Invisible String.
Yeah.
But pretty much it's it's the answer that I
Mm,
got from writing this, that people come into your life
mm,
for a reason.
yeah.
And no matter what, they come into your life, they're gonna go. Whether you're with them forever, to they're gonna at some point leave. So it's
Yeah.
all about understanding. Like if you keep running into the same person over and over, that gotta be destiny, fate. So then it's just like, hey,
Right.
maybe we should start, but it's just all about understanding why. And then
Yeah.
now I carry that into my present life now to understand that I am where I want to be. I am rich because I
Mm,
have my family here.
yes.
I'm able to walk up and go to the restroom and do that because I have Leanne. Leanne, she's the paraplegic that's on my film.
Yes.
And she's one to where it's like she'll really break it down. Like it's the things that you take for granted just by being able to walk, by
Right.
able to use your lower body, the lower part of your body, it's something that we don't think about on the daily. So my biggest thing is just being able to understand that, like, I'm able to call my mom and dad right now, my grandma and grandpa. I'm able to do that right now, and I'm
Right.
thankful for that. So I think when it comes to like the invisible string, where I'm getting to, it's just all about understanding, like, why does this person keep popping up? Why, or
Right.
why did we pop up before? I didn't know that they were there. Then they showed up in the middle, and then they
Right.
left. It's kind of like just those little things, because anything could have went anyway.
Oh
You know,
yeah. Oh
it's
yeah.
just it's crazy to think about. So that was my answer to writing this film.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Which like you were saying, things happen for a reason. People come into your life, whether it's a millisecond or because it could have been just a passerby
Right.
type of thing. And
Hmm.
uh, for me, I feel like while that person is in your life, to create memories. We go through different phases in life. In my younger years, it was different. Now that I'm senior, not senior yet, but ish, getting to it. But you tend to be more in tune, right? And not too fast paced or rushed. And like you were, I don't want to give the book away, but I've noticed that about Diane, and I really, really resonated with her
Really.
character, because things are so delicate. Time is so delicate.
Mhm.
For me, my son, my oldest son's like, "Mom, why do you always want us to go places and do these? Because I want to develop memories. I want to." So
Mhm.
when you get to have your family and kids and what have you, then you're like, oh, mom used to do this. Mom used to take us to, King's
Right.
Dominion or to the museum or what have you. You know what I mean? The bookstores. But like, I just want the best thing I can do that I guess what I'm saying is to make an impact, right, for my kids and just for people that I run across is just to make memories, whether
Mhm.
it's like very minute or it's grandiose, but it's a memory. And a lot of times it's like, okay, you think too much into I'm very analytical, so I think too much into it when you could have already been there, done that, do
Mhm.
whatever, right?
Mhm.
So it's
Mhm.
at the end of the day, we're not guaranteed. My,
Exactly.
my mom used to tell me that our life is just temporary. But anyway, I don't want to.
Woo.
I'm already emotional. Like the hour and the whole thing. I Jay, you already got me emotional. That's all I have to say.
Wow, it's an honor. Thank you. I'm glad the story impacted you.
That's amazing. I have there's a bunch of people. Thank you everyone that's joined. I am Finesse 76, Queen 1017, BSM, Dirty South Radio, Gertie J 2712. Everyone that basically joined, thank you for joining us. Okay, moving along, right? You've built a reputation for bold, healing storytelling. How has your personal journey shaped your creative voice?
Wow, great question. I think with this film, everything came together.
Mhm.
Like I even have when I used to rap back in the day. I think you saw the spoken word that was in the book. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you where you can find my raps because nah, like that was back in the day. But everything kind of came together. Everything just came together. All the scripts that I've made, and I'm just like, this is what I was supposed to do the whole time. Like I felt like I found my calling, my purpose. Like I was doing it on a minute scale, but
Uh-huh.
then when I figured out that, oh, this is a business. You have
Right.
to move like this. You have to speak like this. And I'm very thankful just to have this mind frame because it's not just about me. Like I want to make sure that my cast, that the crew they get put on, my creative team. Shout out to Esmeralda. Everything that she helps me with, I'm like, hey, put this on your resume. Put this on your resume. Because now it's just building. Like I want to make sure that this isn't just a film. Like, oh, I was just in that movie. Like, no, this is the beginning. This is the
Yeah.
beginning to your career. This
Yeah.
is you're gonna have more movies after this. If this is they're gonna be your only movie in your mind,
Right.
then you have to let me know because we want people on our crew and our cast that believe in themselves. If you don't believe in yourselves, you're gonna sabotage yourself and
Yeah.
you're a part of us. So it's just all about kind of understanding that.
Yeah.
So I think with this journey too, it's just being sensitive to the different energies that are around me, understanding
Mm.
where it's just like, you're like as far as understanding what to do with my time.
Right.
I think before it was I was really big on that content creator
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Right.
And now it's just like I value the solitude of privacy.
Mm.
Like I enjoy it. I enjoy just being able to just kind of detach from that aspect of it. And what's crazy is throughout this journey when I was acting, nobody really was like looking at me like an actor. So it's just like, okay.
Mm.
Then I did a few gigs and whatnot. Still, I was doing movies still. And
Right.
then it's funny when I did the filmmaking, then it's like, oh wait, you're that actor.
You know
so
that guy.
so now I'm like, yo, being a celebrity is kind of this is what it is. Like
Right.
yo, like put me in a movie. Then I'm like, okay, I'll put you in a movie. Like it's just
Right.
now it's like now I'm starting to see the like when you get so when you're in the business,
Yeah.
how it's like, okay, now I see where it's like you kind of have to have a name, kind of got to get famous before you get the Benjamins. Like you gotta like it's sometimes it happens like that. And like now I'm at that place where I'm like, bro, like I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out
Right.
anymore
Right.
because it's like, yo, I don't got my Louis Vuitton. I don't got my my Lambo truck yet. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just like everywhere I go now, it's like, Jay, hey man, I go to my son's school. And it's like that. And it's just like now everything around me is kind of changing, kind of
Wow.
manifesting. And I think for me, it's just all about being patient,
Mm.
allowing it. Because even though it's like not happening where I want it to happen right now, it's still happening in other areas of my life that I'm
Mm.
able to see now and be grateful for because there's one thing for it to just be happen, but now I'm grateful and I'm living an abundant life
Yeah.
with what I have. So I'm just thankful for the personal journey.
Well, when I first met you, Jay, I mean, I was like, okay, we were talking about just in general who you were and whatnot, and from that day to today, I'm like, wow, okay, lots of things have changed. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you for blessing me with your cast and interviewing them as well, because I believe that this film, like I said, I know you just finished this one book, but when you said, I don't know, I might write them, I'm like, wait, hold up. We got to talk offline. Okay.
I
Because you can't just leave me hanging.
hear you. I
Well,
hear
not
you.
just me. I'm going to talk in general.
Yes, I hear you.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. Oh, it looks like King's PR said, that's my guy. Salute to you, sir.
thank
Uh,
you.
what's going on, brother Mike Page,
My
WKYJ
page.
Radio
Thank
Live?
you. Thank you.
Lots of people here. So you're crossing boundaries, right, between acting, directing, now and being featured in Vogue. How do you stay grounded in so many platforms
Yeah.
that pulls you in like different directions?
Yeah, I think for me it's just I do a lot of I meditate, I do a lot of journaling, just kind of get it reflect. I wake up early, work out. Um it's really easy. It's really easy to kind of get lost in the sauce, and I'm very thankful because if I was younger, I feel like with this type of exposure and limelight, I feel like I would have squandered it just because mentally I wasn't ready to comprehend the power of being able to tell a story properly, to not be able to just not bash a character, like I
Right,
was
right.
just it there's so many things that I had to grow through that now I appreciate it looking back. I appreciate everything that I've ever went through. I really do. I would not change anything from the
Mm,
heartbreaks to the love. Like it's just everything kind of shaped me. And what's crazy is I'm at that part of my journey where it's like I'm starting to see younger versions of myself asking me for advice as far as like
mm,
other people of, hey, I know you went through this. How did you overcome it? And what I
yeah,
tell everybody that asks me questions is like, hey, it took me 10 years, especially my interns and the
right.
crew. It took me 10 years to do my first feature film. As far as like
Yeah.
18, they're 19. So I always say it like this. If you start now, if you grind right now, you at 30 versus me at 30, you're gonna be up. But that's what I'm here for. I'm just a vessel just to be able to
Mm,
spark something in you. There's no competition. I know what God I serve. So I know what he has for me that no one can take that from me as long as I work from it for it. So I definitely I you would think I took ayahuasca, but I didn't. I have like no ego. like like I have no ego. Um and when I feel it, I can recognize it. I'm
mm,
definitely I feel like there's somebody in the front of my mind kind of just
yeah.
patrolling. So when there's a negative thought, when I'm feeling anxious or anything like that, I'm able to check it right then and there so it
Mm,
doesn't bleed out. A bad 5 minutes doesn't turn into a bad 5 days.
yeah.
And if, especially with communicating like this, being
Yeah.
able to communicate and be like, okay, I interpreted what you said like this. Am I right or am I wrong? Instead of assuming what I think is right and being able to just be like, whoa, what? So being able to just take a step back and within myself and be subjective,
Hmm.
I'm just thankful that I've learned it at this age and
Yeah.
that I still have the opportunity to grow more.
Yes, for sure. And I'm glad that you said that, because a lot of times we have, of course, there's the ego and the id, right? So they're both challenging each other as to, okay, I'm right and or I'm right, and to actually step away, like you were saying, kind of like you're being your own like third party
Right.
intervention, for instance, your character in the story. And to be honest with you, I think that's very wise. It develops, wisdom. And with that being said, a lot of people are so quick at the tongue, right? As opposed to just stepping back and assessing everything, even just for 1 millisecond, just to take that breath. Because even like four inhale, exhales, or whatever, to properly assess digest, and then be like, okay, well, this is, I felt, this is how I felt about what you said.
Hmm.
Is this what, how you were coming, or what you were trying to relate? And then you coming back at me saying no, or, this is, and then I'll be like, oh, I never thought about it that way. So
Yeah.
it's finding that pause, right?
Hmm.
Because even with acting, there you can't be like blah 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 blah. You
Yeah.
have to like pause and then
Yeah.
regroup and then carry on.
Hmm.
And so, and learning to be kind to yourself with grace, right? And you're just a wonderful spirit. That's all I have to say about you, Jay. And I
Thank
see
you.
you, you know, lifetimes
Thank you.
with your movie and your book, your feel, everything. You just have a wonderful spirit and about you, and not a lot of people have that, you
Thank you.
know. And hopefully, people will learn a lesson or two from you modeling it.
I hope
You know,
so. Yeah, that's the goal.
for sure. So, what scene, right, on Next Lifetime, still sits with you either because it was a hard film or because it felt like a breakthrough?
Hmm. Let me give you the chapter in the book or like scene in
Seeing it like, let's put it the film.
the film.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think Layla's last shot, the last shot was really good because this shot wasn't in the book. At least I don't
Yeah.
think. I always get, was it in the book? Yeah, it wasn't. So I did alternate that part. So Layla gets to give Semaj closure.
Okay.
And that part, what's crazy is like, with Sherelle, she's so great. She almost, in a way, told me more about Layla than I knew about Layla.
Mm.
I was like, I wrote Layla, like,
Right.
but and that's how spooky, like, it was. Like, I literally gave God and said, yo, you're gonna pick
Mm.
whoever Layla's gonna be, and I gave her full range. So she had full range. She has full range to say, no, Layla's gonna turn this way. Layla's gonna do that. So on that scene, she expressed to me like she got emotional based
Mm.
off of reading that scene. And I'm like, wow, really? And she said, I feel like this is a love letter to my younger self. And I'm like,
Mhm.
really? Like that's how it feels. And it's just like that scene is almost just that closure piece,
Mm.
that apology where it's just like not everyone knows how to apologize. Not
Right.
everybody knows how to say, I'm sorry that I made you feel like that. And even though somebody maybe doesn't know how to apologize correctly,
Yeah.
you should still be grateful for the apology that was received.
Right.
So, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, okay, like maybe that was a backhanded apology, but it might have been so hard for that person to
Yeah.
break through and just say that. So the fact that I was able to create that dialogue
Mm.
and it impacted Sherelle so much, and I was just like,
Yeah.
wow, like this is intense. And it almost um kind of made it known like
Mhm.
Layla was loving Shamash the whole time. And that's one thing that
Mm.
she says, like, I don't think you saw it, but I did. I love you. Yeah, I'm in therapy now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think you saw that I did love you. I don't think you saw that, but if I impacted you, I'm sorry. Peace. Like, it was like, one of those things where it's just like, if you're living that, it could feel like, it wasn't enough. But
Mhm.
to be able to sit back and be like, hey, that was a lot for that person. So the heavy weight that I think Sherelle, she showed me that. And she'll like just tell me like, no, Layla didn't like Samaj at all. Like She's like, well, there's just one thing. Like I'll say it, but she didn't really like Semaj. I was like, really? Tell me more about Layla. Like, what is she thinking here? But like I said, it's just I'm very thankful for that. So that's that scene. I can't wait for everybody to see.
Yeah. Is the dent still in that car though? Let me see. I'm sorry, I shouldn't give that away.
Hey, I got your number. I'm gonna send you a picture after
uh,
we're off.
oh my gosh, that is crazy. Looks like I am finesse 76 LOL. Long time brought you here to the next lifetime. Thank you. She
She,
said, I taught you well. Aw, so sweet.
yes, yes.
But
She helped me out.
look, all I have to say is that you even on the Diane piece, right? That scene
Mm.
with the letter and gosh, okay, I'm giving too much of the book. But
You're talking about the punk
no,
chapter,
like
right?
I'm
Yeah.
like I'm like
You want to know something funny? So that chapter was
yeah.
me competing at like the highest level as an author because I was like, okay, there's books that are out there that I know that are like kind of like bad books, like smutty books. Like, I read for that chapter, I stopped reading and I worked what's that, 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, heck no, like I gotta make sure that I'm up there. Like like,
Right? Yeah.
like even though like
Uh
I don't have a series. So that chapter was
huh.
like the reason why it's the longest chapter in the book. Yeah, it's a deep, like intimate moment between them, but that chapter was just me
It
being
was more than an
competitive.
intimate. Yo, it was more than an intimate moment. What are you talking about over there, Jay?
I was
You had me all in my feelings. All in my feelings. I'm still like, look, I'm still, and I don't know, I'm sweating here too. I'm sorry, I didn't cut you. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's okay. Yeah, that was just me. That was just me competing in that chapter. Like
Like,
it was really me just wanting to like. I just wanted to have a moment to where it was like if they didn't like the book, it was like that chapter was like, whoo, like I'll read again just that chapter. Like my goodness, like that was where I was just kind of showing my artistic
look,
ways, my
if you
poetry. That was the William Shakespeare, all of that. Like.
look, if you need a voiceover, I'll volunteer for free.
Yeah. Heck
Oh
yeah.
my god. Oh my gosh. At first I thought because I grew up a little reading a little bit with Danielle Steele, so that kind of of course, 50 Shades of Grey, but Danielle Steele, I was like, wait a minute, he's been
Yeah.
he's been doing his homework over here. I was like, that's the way to get somebody's attention.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
all of
Yeah.
a sudden, I was like, wait, I woke up. Okay, next.
Again, Samaj. Again, Samaj.
I was like,
Come on, Samaj.
I
Again.
was like, wait a minute. So the words, right? I can't stop laughing. My cheeks hurt. My, the word of choice. It was interesting. Can I say maybe no? Can I say one word?
Yeah.
Can I say one word? I think it's too funny. Okay, you kind of alluded to the act of intimacy, right? And you would you would say pump. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I was like pump. I was thinking I was going back in the 80s
Right. You're like,
doing
bro.
some aerobics. So Jane Fonda stuff. Okay, okay, I digressed. Um,
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
was yeah. Word of choice was interesting. So did you just like come up with these word of choices, or
So yeah, so I mean, I can't say too much
I guess
on here regarding that, but you know, that was his Samaj's perspective, right? You know, blood rushing, you know, pump. So
pump that, pumping it
yes.
up.
So that's kind of so, and then also
Oh, my turning red. Oh my god.
I was also like that was my way of honestly playing like mind games with the reader. So every pump, 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 it's like that's a heartbeat. That's a heartbeat.
Right.
Pump, pump.
Okay, okay, okay. Staying alive. You know when I was taking the CPR course, I
Yes,
would have to
yes,
learn it like staying alive, staying alive.
yes.
You know that's. I mean, literally, that's how many pumps to
So,
resuscitate a person.
yeah, that's so that's
Big Bob, 95. What's
Big
going
Bob.
on? He need to go ahead and use this take right here that we're pumping
The
out.
pump.
The pump. He need to make a skit with the pump. Uh, I am finesse 76. I'm done.
Yeah.
She said here, that's when I was sitting on the edge of the sofa. Again. Okay, I'm just trying to hold it together here, y'all.
Oh my gosh. Love you, film.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's pump it to the next
Great segue.
pump the brake. Pump your brakes right now. I
Great
was thinking of
segue.
Air Jordan pumps. Anyway, so how do you navigate, right, telling stories that are painful but also empowering without letting them define or be defined by trauma?
Oof. It's a great question. And honestly, I can't even take credit for it. I'm
Mm,
just glad that God gave me the wherewithal to write it down, to feel the emotions. I don't know where the emotions came from, but to write it down, create a structured story. I didn't know who I was impacting. I didn't have a specific demographic. I just wrote something. I knew it was different. And I was like, hey man, if no shade, but if there's like a Sharknado out there, Killer Tomatoes, like next lifetime, like
yeah,
like I can make something happen with this and create a legacy where it's like, this is my first feature film. So I know for me it's like there's more to come. So
yeah,
it's just like getting just establishing this and being like, okay, like if there is a sequel, if there's a sequel, not gonna not gonna tell anyone that the movie has to come out, but if there's a sequel to this, I just like to make sure that it's in the plan, like everything,
right,
and it's coming from the right place, right?
right.
Like God has to greenlight a
Mhm,
sequel for me to start writing. I'm not gonna do it out of
mhm.
greed. Like, okay, like everybody's asking for a sequel now. I gotta write a sequel. Like it's like I already have a few different films that I have in mind that I want to
Okay,
work on as well. So it's just like whatever God points me to that direction, I'm gonna do
yeah,
it. So, we're working.
yeah. When there's a sequel, so let me carry on, carry on.
Yeah. When
Um,
there's a sequel.
so okay, many viewers, right, will see themselves in Samaj dimming their light for others from Kason, right? No, no pun intended, Kason. Don't
Case
beat,
son.
don't beat me up, okay, Kason. Um, why do you think that's such a common struggle, especially like in love?
Um, Trauma.
Mm,
I think it's trauma. I think it's I know with Layla,
mhm,
it was the expectations of men that failed her before Semaj was even in the picture.
Ah,
So it's like she had a wall up that it was like she had to make Semaj. I don't want to say too much about the film
right.
because there's more characters in the film, so it'll make more
Right.
sense. But basically, like Layla's emotional blueprint
Yeah.
was to not trust men,
Mm-hmm.
and with Samaj, with him and his process of figuring out his own life and
Yeah.
failing, and it wasn't happening. It was just almost confirming to Layla that like all men
Right.
will let her down. Will let her down pretty much, and that's pretty much how it goes with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, that makes sense. Like the trauma added twist to it, which is true in
Yeah.
real life. Depending on how much trauma and how the individual deals with that trauma, per
Mhm.
se, a lot of healing has to go on, right? So anyway,
Has to. Yeah.
so what advice would you give someone, right, stuck in this toxic cycle, but afraid of the peace that comes with walking away?
Yeah. I mean, it's you just have to. There's you just have to do what's best for you. You have to love yourself. I think that's the thing. It's like if you love yourself, nobody can treat you bad at that point. I mean, they can try to treat you bad, but it's like if you love yourself, people that are around you will love you as well. That's how I feel about
Right.
it. So for me, for instance, I was in a situation that could be like similar to Samaj, right? Supposedly, hypothetically, I should say, right?
Right.
And it's like going through that, did I did Samaj love himself enough to walk away?
Mm,
Did he see the worth in him for Layla to be like, because when you're with somebody, they see the real. If
mhm,
I'm confident, I could be confident on this podcast and then shut off and then not be confident at all. And the person that you're with, they see that,
mm,
you know? So it's all about if they see that vulnerability, what they do with it. If they try to build you up or tear you down,
mhm,
right? So in Samaj's instinct, it almost felt like, have you ever heard like the bamboo, how bamboo sticks are, or bamboo trees, how they grow?
mhm,
They're underground for like a certain amount of time, and then after like 5 years, they sprout up. It was
mhm.
almost like that. So that time that Samaj was with Layla, that was his growth period. That was his manure, or manure was just
Yeah.
on top of him, where he had to go through that in order to hit his goals at the end.
Mm,
I really feel like there was no, there was that was a lesson that needed to be learned.
yeah.
So I think for anybody that goes through that type of like trauma,
Mhm.
leave. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
go run, pray, do what you have to do. If you're in a relationship and you don't feel safe, call your law enforcement, things like
Mhm,
that.
mhm.
But I think also therapy is a major thing because it's all about perception as well. Like I work a lot. So if I'm with somebody that doesn't see that I'm working to build a life for us, then they're gonna
Right.
see like you're always away from us. It's a perception thing.
Yes,
It's a big
that's true.
perception thing. So I think for me it's just understanding that aspect and allowing yourself to be subjective.
Right.
Like why, if you have trauma from parents, even parents,
Mm,
it's like
mhm.
you have that and then you see that from your partner. It's like, will you confront that child trauma or will you make sure it doesn't happen again? So will you sabotage that? There's a lot of different layers to it. So
Yeah.
my biggest thing is just kind of knowing thyself and then knowing that you have the answer. Once you know yourself, you have the answer. You know how to leave. You know how to either make it better, leave. You know what the right answer is.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
definitely agree with you. And the thing about it is, life is, I know that as cliche as it sounds, life is too short. Even to
Mhm.
tolerate, you know, because like if you're super nice and kind, so much, right? I'm just, and
Yeah.
you've been being on so many times that you're just so used of people. I'm getting all like
Yeah.
emotional about it, but you're so used to people beating you up, like, or you being the call person. Hey, a shoulder to lean on, and at some point, you're gonna have to put your foot down. If
Right.
to me, I'm gonna be honest, like this, I don't know, it's 2025, but I decided to cut a lot of people out of my life.
Oof.
Respectfully,
Mhm.
family members, friends, whatever, associates. And it's because I realized that when you give so much energy, time, attention, energy to individuals, or I say energies, right?
Mhm.
That need you when they need their light filled. You're left
Mm.
empty and drained. Like
Mm.
for me, it's like, okay, where can I plug my outlet?
Right.
It's only
Real
God.
talk.
It's got me and God, And sometimes
Hey, you
people
got
want,
Jay too.
well, yeah,
You got Jay too.
yeah, of course.
I'm
Thank you,
here
Jay.
now. Yeah, you
Oh
got
yeah,
Jay.
oh yeah, they got it. Samaj, no.
Yeah.
but like for real, yeah. At the end of the day, it's like, golly, you're
Um,
giving yourself to every. I mean, I already have to give myself to my kids,
yeah.
you know, and our worldly society, right?
Mhm.
Where we
Mhm.
have to survive.
Mhm.
In reality, food, you know what I mean, like the basic fundamentals.
Right.
And it's at one point you're gonna be like, well, what am I doing this all for?
Right.
You know, and for instance, I know I'm rambling, but to put it in the forefront of yourself, like you're so kind and so nurturing and so loving and caring to everybody, but yourself, you're so hard on
Mhm.
yourself, you're so, volatile
Yeah.
to yourself.
Mm.
Why? You need to take that kindness that you distribute and pour into yourself,
Right. That's true.
because you're not whole if you're
Right.
not loving yourself and caring yourself and nurturing yourself like you do others.
Right.
You know what I
Wow.
mean?
I needed to hear that. Goodness gracious.
We have
He's
in
he's
church of
he's incredible. He just downloaded that into your spirit. I'm like, am I asleep? Like that was
right?
good. Damn,
Be-
damn,
You
that was
can't.
divine. That was divine right there.
Amen. Like you can't pour into others when your cup is already not, it's empty,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And where can you fill your cup from?
Yeah.
You know,
That's
are
for
those
sure.
people that call you, hit you up, like, hey man, so no pun, maybe pun
Woo,
intended, y'all.
woo.
Look, maybe
That's
pun
deep.
intended. Like I have people that hit me up, like call me, and I'm gonna be real. I sometimes I don't answer my phone. I like look
Ooh.
at it and like, oh, guess I'll call you another lifetime.
That's right.
I
I
had some
know.
look, I had some birthday shout outs. I'm not gonna mention any names. There's two guys right in my past. They hit, oh, happy birthday. What, one guy said, do something different. I'm like, what the hell? Do something, excuse my friend, do
Oh,
something
what?
different. And then one of my ex like, happy birthday. And I'm like, why did it look? If you want to wish me a happy birthday, just hit me up on Facebook.
Hmm.
Just post it right there.
Right.
So that's it. I'm not gonna belabor that, but so I learned, like, you have to regain your energy,
Mhm.
your frequency back to
Yeah.
self. And by doing that, by cutting off or by pruning all these energies that, not saying they were useless,
Mhm.
or very toxic, you learn from it, right? I mean, to each his own. I choose to just have a clean slate and
Yeah.
have just energy to myself, and those
Right.
people like yourself that were reciprocating our energy positivity to
Mhm.
each other. I think it's more vital to have, you know. But
Right.
anyway,
That's
okay.
deep. That's deep. Yeah.
Enough Dr. Phil. uh, Not promote. So loyalty versus self-preservation, kind of like what I was alluding to. How do you think people can balance honoring family and partners without losing themselves in the process?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's just being present. I know
Mhm.
with like Diane, she is so great. She's the trophy wife,
Yeah.
essentially. So it's like, it's good. She's good to parade around and to do things with. But as far as you still gotta nurture that person. So and like that I think that was the biggest thing for me of seeing that dynamic. As far as Samaj goes, now I've been subjective. So a lot of people are gonna like really look into it this deep. But when it comes to Samaj, it's like it was almost an ego thing with Layla.
Mm.
Like it wasn't about love. I mean, it was about love. Like he was grinding for it, but at the same time, it was like that was all. That's all you were focused on.
Mm.
That's all he was. He was trying to make it happen for her, but it's like he should have been making it happen for himself.
Uh,
He should
hmm.
have made it. He should have made it happen for himself. And the fact that he made it happen for her, it's just like, yeah, again, she had her own family traumas that's going to be in the film that she had to deal with. But I think with Samaj, it's just what people can learn from him is try differently. Maybe the way that you're trying isn't being received the way that you're trying. You could be putting the hours in, but sometimes all your lady needs is 45 minutes of your undivided attention a day,
Mhm.
and she's happy. Yeah, so it's just all about balancing out, even though it's like easy just to kind of push through. It's making that person feel like their happiness matters. They're
Mhm.
not just an object. So I mean, I know Samaj, he would say those things like, "Oh man, I want us to have a family and all this," but not once. I feel like if he would have asked Layla, "What do you want?" She would have been like, "I want you to get out of my face." Yeah, Layla I feel like Layla would have said something like that, where they'd been like, "Oh," then Samaj could have regrouped, been like, "Okay, if you don't want what I want, then we should just go our separate ways, not waste so much
Huh.
time." So yeah,
I don't know. I kind of have a different.
I love it. I
I think
love that.
I have a different like mentality when it comes to the two.
I love. No,
So I think I was more of a Samaj but female type, and
okay,
the guy was more of a Layla male, if that makes sense. Like the roles was reversed.
okay,
I'm just talking about my my
okay.
story,
Yeah.
my personal experience, and ex boyfriend or whatever.
Oh wow.
And I was like more of like, not saying he wasn't a go getter, but like I was the one like, okay, at I think I was 18. I was just like, hey, let's do this, let's da 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 da, right? And he was like, I mean, that's cool.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah, I get my degree when I want to get around
Yeah.
to it, or like so.
Oof.
Yeah, I think for me, I think I really resonate with Samaj, just because of his tenacity and his
Yeah.
dream, his grandiose dreams, and the other person was like very critical.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how in real life my past experience, like long time ago, back in my early years.
Wow.
Yeah, very critical individual that I was with. So
I get that. I
I
feel
can't
that.
I can relate to Sabaj. I don't
I
know.
hear you. I hear that. I definitely feel that.
But anyway,
I feel that.
okay. um so you said that this film is a mirror, right? What part of yourself did you see most clearly while making it?
Mm. Man, I guess Samaj. I guess
Okay.
Samaj because the thing is that last excerpt of
Mhm,
like maybe she wasn't in my life to stay, but she just teach me a lesson.
mhm,
That right there is, I believe, the most heartbreaking thing I've ever written
mm,
because there's no closure.
yeah.
You're hearing somebody that didn't have closure. You're hearing somebody
Mm,
that's just watching. He can't control the love. Just he can't control the situation. He can't control the love. He can't control his thoughts. He's confused.
yeah.
Like he's like, man, like I wanted this with you, Layla, but why is your mom seeing this? Like, why is she making me feel seen? Like,
Yeah.
so he's going through that. So the thing is with Samaj, even at the end, I feel like he got the shortest end of the stick because he did not get closure.
Right.
He did not. He died. He didn't get closure. So everybody else got closure. Everyone else either like they're or there was someone else, but Samaj he's just left, and it's just like he has to
Yeah.
make sense of something that doesn't make sense. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. So that's I relate with Samaj a lot.
I think there should be like I hate throwing around PTSD, but like there should be a category for a person going through these traumas, like the whole ghosting or the whole non-closure. Like, can you imagine how many non-closure or like that people still to this day probably are burdened with?
Hmm.
The coulda, woulda, shoulda,
Yeah.
the wow, I thought we were, you know,
Hmm.
off to a great start and then
Yeah.
just ended tragically with a
Yeah.
nobody, nothing.
Hmm. And it's just like that. Life can happens that quick, where it's just like you have something planned, and then it's just like you never see that person. The invisible string theory. You see,
Yeah,
like they can live right there, but then it's just like after they serve that purpose, it's just like whoa, like that's it. You
yeah,
know, I know there was one part that I took out of the book just because it was just like I was like, that's it's too real right there. Like, but basically,
next
just
sequel. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, yeah. I mean, because Samaj, I had it where Samaj, when Layla finally left, he wrote a note,
Mm,
just kind of leaving the door kind of cracked, and then he went to the gym, came back, all of her stuff was gone, and the note wasn't even touched. It was just like, oof, oof.
wow.
I couldn't. Like I was like, like, like I don't want to have the viewers too emotional because I knew where the story was going, so I had to like kind of take that out. But
Mhm.
and I knew like that was a closure piece. That was like the closure piece was coming
Yeah.
at the end anyway. So I took that out, put that at the end. So yeah, it's crazy.
Wow. That is very deep, and I'm still working through my emotions. Um, Okay, so what would peace look like in your next lifetime or
Ooh,
this one?
this lifetime. Peace. Peace is being in control over my time, not having to, spend most of my days somewhere, having to do it, like a 9 to 5.
Right.
I think my thing is like being able to have that family life. I want my partner to be able to be in the PTSA meetings or like the P, like, like the parent teacher,
Yeah.
whatever, like all that in the schools. Like, when you work, you're not able to be a part of your children's life like that. It's just
Right.
a sad reality that I'm not willing to accept.
Right.
So it's like I'm willing to grind as hard as possible to be able to just be able to experience life without being
Yeah.
stressed or having someone being able to just cut your lights on and off. Like being that having that in my life is just not I'm not comfortable with that.
Mm.
Somebody could just be like, you know what? I don't like Jay today. Let's just give him his last check and have him figure it out. Like
Right. Right.
being able to do that versus doing a film and profiting so much and getting residuals and all that.
Right.
Like, it's like, okay, like weighing out that, I'd rather grind to make
Yes.
that happen. Just to be financially secure. Not only in film, I want to have business in waste management, real estate, things like that. Something to
Hmm.
where I'm able to have an enhanced portfolio that I'm able to leave behind to my
Right.
kids. There's things that I personally feel like when it comes to the generational line, I don't believe that because I struggled my kids have to struggle. Like, oh,
Right.
I went through that, you had to go through that. Like, no, we got to elevate. My goal is to be able to have my sons be able to own their own business at
Yes.
18. Like being able to know how the tax game works and
Yeah.
how to apply for grants at an early age, because that's what's going to benefit them more.
Hmm.
So that's my biggest thing is just being able to, I guess, leave behind something for my family.
Yes, for sure. For sure. I love that answer.
Mhm.
Um, wow. So, what's one myth about healing that next lifetime shatters?
Ooh, give it time.
Mm.
Just give
Yeah.
it just give it time. You
Right.
guys will figure out. Just give it time. And I think
Right.
it's what you do at that time. You
Hmm.
know, because William, he had the woman.
Right.
She was, and he just in his mind just felt like she wasn't enough.
Right.
And it's just like, you hear things like that where it's just like, you know, they maybe in high school, like a high school sweetheart, she was a cheerleader. And
Right.
then, 5 years later, 10 years later, the dude's not treating her like she's a prom queen still.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to get that message across. I think as men, we have to try. We have to be
Right.
better. We have to be better as men. And I say we because, I don't want to put myself on a pedestal to be like, oh, well, I'm like, no, we have to be
Mm.
better. Like, it's not, it's what's in between the ears about
Yeah.
these ladies. It's not, oh, does she look good and that? And I mean, of course, you have your preferences and whatnot, but what's in between the ears?
Right.
What is her morals like? So I think for this, it's just all about for the men that watch this. I mean, of course, it's like, yo, you got to be able to know when someone is watering your plant and someone's not.
Right.
But even in the aspect of the one that have their trophy wives, it's like treat her like she's the prom queen still. Treat her like she's the captain of the cheerleading team still, because she was once that person.
Yeah.
So you just got to keep, giving her that youthful spirit. Don't be like, oh well, we're older now, so it is what it is. Like we're settled. Don't get too comfortable. That's
Right.
future. Don't get too comfortable. Like
Yeah, that's for sure. I love that. Um, if love doesn't feel safe, is it really love?
Oh, that's a great question. If love does not feel safe, is it really love? If you're afraid of love, some
Mm,
people are afraid of love. Some people are afraid of something so real because they've gotten hurt so much. So
mm,
that's where it's like you gotta love yourself. I think that's where you kind of see if it's real. You gotta love yourself to really recognize
yeah.
it because, like, for instance, even me, like, I in high school, like, I didn't understand about relationships. Like, I'm playing football, like, like my
Right.
number one fan, is just like, okay, like it's cool, but I'm gonna go to college. But that number one fan was your number one fan. You gotta take care of that number one fan,
Yeah.
right? So it's just those experiences is it kind of teaches you how to be. If that makes
Right.
sense. Yeah.
That makes
I
a
done went
lot of
off on a
sense.
tangent, but
I know you're
yeah, I was like talking about high school, but it's just
no,
it's just
it's true.
you have good ones. You lose good ones. You
Right.
lose good ones, and that's pretty much the emphasis of it. You lose good ones, and in order for us to stop losing good ones, we have to be able to recognize it. Like, all right, like
Right.
how am I treating my person? Am I telling her that she's beautiful, even if she doesn't
Mhm.
feel beautiful? It's like I think you're beautiful. I don't
Yeah.
care. Like I enjoy these conversations. I like that's some things that I emphasize. Like I have to have these
Right.
conversations in order to keep the juices flowing or like the vibe flowing, I should say.
Hmm. For sure. No, yeah. That pumping going. No.
Yeah, probably.
Pump it up. Okay. Uh don't mind me. Anyway, so complete the sentence, right? I made this film because
Oof. I made this film because someone needed to see it.
okay.
I don't know who. I don't know who needs to see it. I mean,
Right.
when people read the book like yourself, and when people see it, it's
Right.
like it's crazy to hear just how it's impacted people.
Right.
So I'm very excited for when they see the movie,
Yeah.
how it's gonna hit because like this.
Yeah.
So this is crazy. This movie's intense.
Yeah. Yeah. And would you forgive Samaj? Why or why not?
Would I forgive Samaj
Uh-huh.
for?
Just what
Yeah, I think I mean honestly, like Diane is a snack, okay? Like like let's
I'm done. I'm
let's let's not act like Diane isn't like how I built how I wrote her in like
am I turning red right now?
like
Just because I read that book.
yeah, like let's just be honest, okay? Like all right, like okay, like
Oh man.
you have moms and then you have like Diane's, and it's like Diane is like that's the mom where it's like, oh, okay, how are you doing, ma'am? Okay. Like I'm gonna respect you. I'm looking up, I'm like doing everything the most not to like look at like it's like I have respect, but it's like God. Like,
Yeah.
like I can't drink too much around you, Mal. I'm like, like like something like so. Yeah, it's forbidden,
Yeah.
kind of like William he was on his golf trips, bro. Like like let him. He's over there putting, and Diane and Samaj, they connected. The next lifetime, it's gonna make
Yeah.
sense. It was just it's a
Yeah.
soul thing. It's an invisible
Yeah.
string.
There you go. It's a soul thing. It's a visible trick. At least in my mind, that's the way I took it.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Well, definitely a Diane, but not like okay,
I'm
maybe
sorry.
in some parts, some parts.
Yeah.
I had to correct myself. Uh,
Yeah.
okay, so let's go ahead and show. And let's finish this up. Bonus round, right? I'm sorry,
Okay.
I'm holding you hostage here.
It's okay. I'm
A
enjoying
quick,
them.
uh, quick question, quick answers rather.
Okay.
Yes
Okay.
or nah? No.
Okay.
All right. Fall in love at first sight.
Yes.
Oh, do you want to elaborate or
I mean, like it's like first sight before saying a word,
love at first? Okay, do you think, like, for
like
instance,
first
just a
interaction.
general, yeah, like men, right? They
Yeah,
know, like, oh,
I think you have a good idea. Yeah,
they do. Okay,
yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm a hopeless romantic.
right.
Kind of like Semaj a little
No.
bit. Yes. Yeah. I'm a hopeless romantic. So I like to believe it's love at first sight. You can feel the vibes. You like feel connection.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like there's love like that out here. So I've always liked to hope so.
yeah. I love that. Okay. Um, date someone your friend used to talk to.
Uh huh.
Yes or no?
Nah.
No. Okay.
I mean, I don't have money friends. So, but.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's funny. Okay, answer a DM that starts with "Hey, big head."
Hey.
Hey, big
I'd
head.
be like, hi, hello,
Oh,
red. I don't know.
so you would answer it or no?
It depends on who. If it's a blank, I don't know, man. I
I'm
don't.
getting in trouble.
Yeah, I
It's
don't know.
okay. All right. Next question. Go back to your ex for closure.
Oh no,
No.
no.
Okay.
I got the closure. I got.
Okay.
I got that. Yeah, I got that. I'm.
Okay. Therapy on the first date.
Yeah. Heck
Okay.
yeah. Heck yeah. I
Oh,
mean, people are different. People are different. I
yeah.
know some people are like, yo, that's too much. But my biggest thing is like, it's like, if you, it has to be a connection. And it's like,
All right.
if you tell me some things, I mean, depending on what now, like, it's like, yeah, like I have night terrors. So if you sleep at my house, like I sleepwalk sometimes. And like, I'm like, oh, shoot, that's good to know. Like, yeah, like you sleepwalk, like in the middle of the night. Okay. Like, it's like,
Uh,
but I mean, I like to learn about people just in
yeah.
general. I like
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
be a therapist homie. Like when my
Okay.
friends are going through something, like how should I go through this? I like to be able to assist them
Uh,
just because I know how it feels. And I almost
yeah.
want to be the friend that I don't have. I don't have someone that I can really call to and vent to without
Uh,
any type of repercussions. It's just like,
yeah.
I don't have that. I don't have that, sadly, not yet. But yeah, that's what I think on that. Therapy's good.
Okay. Therapy is good. I love it. Yeah, for sure. Cry in the car, then still show up at the function.
Oh, no, I'm not going to the function. I'm not going to the
No.
function.
Okay.
Nah, I mean, it depends. If it's like a premiere, I might have to go. Like, if it's work,
Yeah.
then it's like, I gotta go.
Uh,
Cry. Yeah, man. That's tough.
yeah. You could just say it's allergies. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
It's okay.
um, post soft launch on IG before first date ends.
Oof. Oh, like post a story? Post. Oh, no. No. I'm a firm believer of you don't want to post like your gold. You don't want to post your gold at all. No, mm-mm. Especially when you with being in this business, then it's like you get a first date. And then Drake sees her, and he's like, "Oh dang!" And then he hops in her DMs, and then you see who she really is. It's like, I keep that like keep that on the low. Like it's like, nah, Drake, not today, dude. Nah,
Okay,
bro.
okay, I like that. That's good. That's good stuff right there.
that's
Oh
how
my god.
that's how I feel about it. I know some dudes like they don't post at all. They're ladies, but
Yeah,
I'm like because they're like, oh, I want to look available. But nah, me, it's like I don't. I all my precious cargo is going to be in the vaults.
right, right.
Mhm.
No,
Yep.
I like that. I like that thinking. And your partner should have like a strong um, security. She should be secure, and
Yes,
not
sir.
only that, but of course, if you're evoking that security, that even helps.
Yeah.
Because like if
Mhm.
you're starting, it's all about the vibe and the frequencies. Like if somebody's
Right.
frequency is off, then it's just it's all off, right?
You know it. Yeah.
For
Hmm.
sure. So, okay, stay friends with someone who betrayed you if they apologize.
Nah.
That's right. Nah, for real.
Nah.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
Mhm.
Heal in private, glow up in public.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Move to Bali, excuse me, move to Bali and never look back.
Yeah, you know what? That doesn't sound too bad.
Right?
How's the currency over there too? Is it like
I think it's probably I don't know, I need to check on that one.
yeah, if the
I
currency
heard
is
oh my gosh, I heard like Taiwan or Thailand or one of those
yeah.
places is cheap. It's very like cost efficient. Like you can
Yeah.
live there half, like quarter of the budget you make here or
Right.
income
Exactly. That's what's crazy.
for sure. Okay. This is the last sequence, and then I'm gonna show this announcement that you sent. Okay. This or that. The J. Anthony edition. Scripted series or featured film?
Scripted series.
Okay. Valley Heat or New York City Winters?
Oof. Oof.
Right?
I've never been to New York before. So I'm gonna have to say New York.
Okay.
Winter. I've never been to New York. I definitely want to go ice skating at that. What is it called? The Rockefeller.
Uh huh.
I definitely want to go ice skating there. So I think it'll be a good experience.
Definitely, yeah, definitely have to go to like Manhattan area, just
Yes.
downtown, just to check it out one day. Yeah, for sure. Um, Emotional monologue or silent scene?
Silencing.
Okay. Love that burns or love that builds?
Love that Bills 100%. Yeah.
Good answer. Directing in slides or carpet, excuse me, red carpet and dress shoes.
Director and slides.
Okay. First draft or final cut?
Final cut. Mhm.
IG live or YouTube premiere?
Ooh, YouTube premiere.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oui, oui.
Yeah, yeah.
Hard heartbreak or breakthrough? What teaches
Break.
more?
Ooh. Oh man.
It's sizzling.
I think the breakthrough.
Okay.
I think the breakthrough. Yeah, breakthrough 100%. Just
Okay.
because you're like I think uh I am at that breakthrough point.
Yes.
I think this week was like that moment where it was just like I
Yeah.
am so close and
Hmm.
just things just going not going wrong, but just trying
Right.
to distract me from like the
Hmm.
goal. So it's like I'm knowing that these are distractions and I know
Yes.
that they're not
Yeah.
as major as it's looking, but it's like things are happening and it's just like
Right.
man,
Right. Right.
it's just things are just like it's not happening as fast as I would like it's yesterday. like again,
Trust
keep
me,
starting.
we hear on
You
that for
know,
sure. Yeah,
so
don't I know?
it's just kind of just like
Yeah, for
but
sure.
my team, they're so great. Miss Lev and Miss Esmeralda, man, like they saw it today. I had the double bags under my eyes,
Yeah,
and they were like, Jay, like you have a lot on your plate. You need to
yeah.
rest up. And that's been a real like friend or
Mhm.
partner. That's what they'll do. If they see that you're like literally grinding to the point where you need to rest or
Yeah,
hey, you need to rest up. So okay, cool. Like I got this from here. Because the biggest thing is like I want to be able to replace myself within this production in every level, as
yeah.
far as the post production, as far as the gaffer. I want because I've done gaffing, I've done the lighting, I've done audio. My last movie, I did a lot of
Wow.
different things in that nature. So it's all about duplicating myself as many times as possible, so we run efficiently, like a machine. And I
Okay.
think as far as like Sherelle, I think again, I keep always going back to Sherelle because she reminded me of how I was when I was hustling on backstage, was just trying to
Mm.
get any role. And I was just like, wow, like it was just almost like I found I found me. Like,
Yeah,
just that work ethic. Like it's like, wow, I still can't believe it. We got stars on our cast. Like,
yeah,
wow, and you're
yeah,
and you're nice too. You're willing to work. So
yeah,
I know for me, that's kind of how I would like to think that as far as like I would hope that they viewed me as far as like, oh man, like he's just a diamond in the rough. Like
yeah.
I'm from Kern County area, Rosedale area. There's
Uh-huh.
not that many people that do films out here, and if they
Mhm.
do films, it's like it's not at that level of what we're trying to get it to. Like I'm not here to be a hometown legend. Like
Right,
that whole town business, that whole aura, like that's cool, but I'm thinking domestically. I'm thinking
right.
internationally. So it's just like I'm in that mind frame where it's like I'm probably like where are you at?
Somewhere in space. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
you're Spain,
East Coast,
East
Virginia,
Coast.
Virginia.
Yeah, like as far as I'm getting more love out
Mm.
of state in the
Yeah,
East Coast, LA, San Francisco. Like I'm getting more of just that professional, like, oh wow, like you're really doing it.
yeah.
And hometown is just more of like, and it's not talking bad about the hometown. It's just when they saw you come up, they saw it was like, oh, you're not really. It's like, you're just Jay.
Yeah, no.
You were with that girl, you were with that girl, like you know what I'm saying, you went to this school, I didn't like that school, so they already have that kind of like
Right,
preconditioned mindset when they view certain individuals. So it's a small like mindset.
right.
So I'm like at that point where it's like I am wanting to break through that
Uh-huh.
to hit domestic charts, to hit international charts, come back and donate, probably start a film school out here because there's no film school out here.
Oh, wow.
Like there's a lot of people that are hungry that are wanting to learn, like our junior college. They don't have our film program anymore. They don't have a film program, so we have a lot of students that don't have that. They have to go to LA or they have
Right.
to go to I think it's Waysale or something like that
Mhm.
in order to get that experience. And I know for me is I want to make sure that I leave something back for my hometown
Right.
as far as that's going to help it, whether it's a production studio or a school for production. I
Right.
definitely want to invest in higher education. So I think that's kind of like my end goal when I'm 60, 70 years old, when these films start to stack up, want to
Mhm.
be able to start my own my own entertainment like school, film school
I love that.
here in the valley, just so we can have that mindset of like these bigger cities, they have that mindset. It's just a lot more competition, I guess, to
Yeah.
say the least. And it's almost like, in a way, inadvertently,
Yeah.
the fact that it's that competition, it almost brings that small like mindset to a bigger place.
Yeah.
So that's why having a collective unit, that's why having a team is where is so important to me. Like, I don't like, you're a part of my team. I hope you know that.
Oh, thank
I
you.
hope you know you're a part of. You're invited into the premiere. You know, if you want to do interviews on the red carpet, speaking that to
Okay.
existence, like you know, you're a part of the team.
Thank
So
you.
that collective unit, that collective brainwave, that collective frequency, that's kind of what I'm really looking for. I'm really in search. I'm almost like obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with finding the right people that can help this go, and also just obsessed with changing everybody who's involved life. Like, everyone. I want to be able to impact, like Big Bob. Big Bob is one guy.
Yeah.
Um, I got to give it up to Big Bob. The reason why he got this role was just because he is professional. He followed through. He's from my hometown.
Oh, wow.
He's from my hometown. So kind of like I said, it's just like when you're in the industry, you know that you have to put the work in.
Yeah.
Like, you could be funny and you could do open mics here and there, and then post it on the Instagram, and then be like, "Yeah, I'm a comedian." But Big Bob, he'll go to LA, he'll go to SAC, like
Uh-huh.
he'll go on a plane to do that, and then he'll come back. He'll deal with like the industry, and it was just like, okay, he was the only one that I've came across in my hometown that was on that same blueprint,
Mm,
that same just tenacity, always posting every day, always posting his bits. You
right.
know, I see the work that he puts in, and that's why he got that role because of that. And I'm like, hey, you're here in this town with me. Let's get out. Let's do
Yeah.
him
Right.
and Titus as well. Titus is another one. He's on the cast as well. Titus, he actually did a few movies that should be coming out here pretty soon. He's another one
Oh,
who's in the hometown that I've been able to connect with, where it's like, hey, there's no ego.
right.
It's just work together. So I'm very thankful for the ones that we have involved in town that's helping us.
Wow, what a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And a beautiful staff as well. And I'm gonna share. Let's go ahead and share the, let me see here. One second.
Yes.
So yeah, this is these are the key characters. Samaj, Layla. These are beautiful pictures, by the way.
Thank you. Shout out to Esmeralda. She did the pitch deck for us.
Beautiful. Yeah. Diane, William.
Titus, yes.
I love it. Big Bob,
Diva.
Diva. Okay. Oops, sorry.
Yes,
Meh,
yeah.
meh.
Diva.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
so dope.
yeah.
I love it. And the boxing gloves. So, and make sure you guys tap in with Next Lifetime Official. Um, and also his is J Anthony 444. And oh, by the way, I meant to ask you, why 444? I know it's an angel number.
That's why.
Okay.
Just wanted to protect myself from
Right?
from
Exactly.
everything. Yeah, that's
But
exactly why it was. Yes.
you know what Big Bob said on earlier on Instagram?
What do you say?
He said Jay looking like Malcolm X over there. I was like, man,
Ah!
I was thinking about that. I didn't want to say in the beginning of our conversation, but I figured, hey,
He's funny, bro.
you know, I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
right? It was so funny. Oh
That's
my
my guy
gosh,
right
I
there.
am Finesse 76. She's it's like that sometimes, fam. Prepare for the climb. Pump, pump, pump. Oh my gosh. Well, Jay, I'm gonna leave you with this, right? Um, in my next lifetime, I hope I finally blank.
Ooh, damn. In my next lifetime, man, that's a crazy. Hope I can. I don't know. That's a great. You stumped me. In my next lifetime. Oh man,
We'll have to
because
get
I
the
really
answer.
don't. I'll be honest with you. I want to fulfill all my assignments here, so I can don't have to come back.
Oh wow.
I'm like a next lifetime.
Look,
Oh, come back, bro.
next, how about next episode?
I'm back here.
Right.
I mean, hopefully, I'm at Hawaii or something.
Somewhere,
Hopefully,
right?
I have what you call it what is
Oh
it called
man.
when you have an inheritance?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hopefully it's
Yeah.
not. I'm not with the 40 acres and a
This
mule. I
the
actually I have an inheritance. You know what I'm saying? It's
estate.
something where it's like my great great grandpa, like
Oh yeah, for
you
sure,
know.
for sure. Oh man. Well,
I guess.
with that being said, I know I held you hostage for about a couple hours now. Is there anything you would like to leave the audience with today, sir?
Yes, we're gonna get that Kickstarter up and running. It's gonna be up next week, so we're definitely looking for backers to be able to invest into this film. We're looking for executive producer, associate producers, on-set experience as well. That's also a reward that you're able to get. So if you invest into Next Lifetime, you will be, featured on the end credits. Of course, the higher the tiers, the more involved you will be, the more signing as far as like poster signage that you get from the cast and crew. And yeah, man, this is just the process of building something very special. This is the beginning. Especially if you're watching this and the movie's already out, you already did your research on Next Lifetime. You just watched it, like I gotta see more. This all started as a dream before you watched it in theaters, and just always believe in yourself, right? Just believe, have the audacity to start. Don't filter yourself, no matter what it is, and just leave you with that.
Oh, I love it. I definitely love it. And thank you so much for sending your crew to me so I can get more of the gist of these characters. And the film, by the way, guys, look, I can't emphasize enough. Please get the book. There's ebook out there from Barnes and Noble. All I have to say at the ending of this book, my emotions went up and it went down. And now I'm like left to like fed for through my emotions. But it really you really captured the emotions. You really evoked the emotions with these characters, and
Thank you.
I am I'm speechless. That's all I have to say about the book. So y'all make
Thank
sure
you.
you get it out. Uh, Barnes and Noble Next Lifetime. You can check it out there. And how was your experience today with NNO 360?
It's always great. It's
Oh, thank
always
you.
great. Like I said, it's I look forward to it. I'm definitely excited to be able to meet you in person. Hopefully you're able to come to the set.
Yeah.
One of these times I'm able to meet your boys as well. We can introduce our kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna
yeah.
do that. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, I can see that you have a bright future in your show and in your podcast, and I'm just excited to be a part of this experience, and I'm super excited just to see how far this goes. This is a
Oh,
partnership that's going to last for decades, so hope
yes.
you're ready for it.
Yes, I can't wait. Well, you heard it here at NNO 360. Make sure you tap in with Mr. J. Anthony, everyone. And let's continue to support the Unity for Social Justice. Let's free Masa Yo, Prentice Banks, and Jay Byrne, and all our brothers and sisters that are in need of our support. This
Mm,
has been a broadcast of Showing Love Full Circle between Jay Anthony and NNO 360. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone, and have a blessed evening.
Thank
Much
you.
love.
Thank you.
All right, take care. And don't forget to tap in and watch the new film documentary. It's really a movement called Put the Guns Down, A World Epidemic, produced by Ice-T and directed by Harry C. Carney Sr. Director of the film documentary, Put the Guns Down, a World Epidemic. And if you guys haven't tapped in yet, please, please, please be sure to go on Apple TV, Prime Video, Google TV. Make sure that you check out the film, okay? Put the Guns Down, an world epidemic. And we need to work together for this movement. So I'll see you tonight. Annette, warm-hearted warrior diva, at In the Know 360. Love you guys. Mwah.